Ali Baghaei is the President and Chief Executive Officer of Ocean Links Power Company in Australia. Tell us about it.
Thank you very much. Thanks for the opportunity. It's an Australian company that's been active for 15 years. And our technology is based on oscillating water column. Oscillating water column, for those who are not familiar with, is basically a water piston. Through the swell and the motion of the sea, it creates that pumping action inside an enclosed chamber, and thereby compressing the air at high velocity and volume.
What sort of velocity?
Well, to be honest with you, it's not the velocity which is important. More important is the pressure. We try to operate
what
our
sort
turbines.
Of PSI is
yes,
it?
we try to operate is somewhere anything from 2 kPa to 15 kPa. Although our turbine is designed up to 50 kPa, but we try to limit the operational mode at 15.
Now, let me understand this. You've got this device in the water.
Yeah.
The turbine is in the water, or is it on the land?
No, none of our equipments are underwater. We have made a clear, conscious decision not to have anything which is rotating underwater, and for survivability reason and also for endurance.
So underwater you have a column?
Just the chamber which is patented technology. It is a mathematical, if you like, there is a mathematical foundation for that design. We term that boomerang technology, and that is also internationally patented to our name. And of course, one of the significant aspects of that design is that it creates resonance. And through creation of that resonance, it amplifies the energy capture inside the chamber, and thereby increasing the net output that we will be able to put on the grid.
What do you anticipate the output of a unit to be?
Well, it varies. We do have fixed units as well as floating units, but to give you a general idea of what the average is, our fixed unit is rated at 1 megawatt, and that fixed unit could produce somewhere around 2.9 gigawatt hours per annum if put in waters like South Australia.
What is it about South Australia that makes this technology particularly desirable?
Oh, it's got one of the best ocean climates. The waters near shore are somewhere around 40 kilowatt per meter upwards. So as you go further away from shore, that goes up to 60 or 70 kilowatt per meter. So it lends itself to this sort of technology because you get optimum output from each of these devices. We've got uninterrupted, if you like, wave pattern occurring in that part of the world, and there is 7,000 kilometers of that coastline to tap into. But of course, there are some restrictions, and restrictions are lack of infrastructure and grid availability, which government is very conscious of, and they're trying to put projects in place to address that issue for the future. But certainly, because of that uninterrupted, if you like, ocean climate in there, the predictability of ocean energy can be up to 5 days in advance of its occurrence. And that makes the life for people who are doing the electricity market and pooling, if you like, pricing, makes their life much easier because they need at least around 24 to 48 hours predictability. And that's one of the important distinguishing factor between wave energy and wind energy, where the predictability is limited to 4 or 5 hours.
Are you producing commercial electricity at present?
We have done, as part of our test units, we have operated and produced 4,000 hours of electricity uninterrupted on some of our national grids under PPA agreements. But the next project that we have in mind is large-size commercial, and that would put us very neatly at maturity level that is is basically identified at TRL 8, Technology Readiness Level 8. And what it means we are at the start of large commercialization. And
when you say large commercialization, what sort of output are we looking at?
We're looking at large commercialization. That means we could, after that initial project, go to the platforms of 30 plus megawatt. And that for ocean energy is large. Of course, I mean, we're talking in relative terms. That is not large compared to some of the conventional power stations. For instance, I have built nuclear power plants of 2,000 megawatts in my past life. So obviously, compared to those sort of technology, this is nothing. But in ocean energy, we probably, provided we're successful with the first one, we probably will be one of the first ones in the world to achieve that size of platform and put it on grid successfully.
How have you been able to keep the company going for 15 years?
A lot of hard work and sleepless nights.
And how is it financed?
It is financed through, in fact, out of approximately 100 million that we have spent to date.
That's 100 million
Australian dollars,
right?
Which today is slightly more than US dollars. But as a minimum on average, if you consider parity, that would be fair enough. Out of that, 80% of that money has been foreign investment through institutional, if you like, finance bodies, banks, private, if you like, investors, infrastructure funds, and so forth.
Have you tried to sell your technology to other countries or to
no, we are very
outside of Australia?
No, we are very keen as part of our corporate strategy to keep the IP within the company, and we are probably one of the very few companies in this sector who owns 100% of their IP right through the system.
That is intellectual property, right?
Intellectual property rights, right from oscillating water column to turbine technology and integration, all belongs to us.
Do you make all your own hardware? The turbines, the chamber?
All the designs and technology belongs to us. And we do all the designs, all the modeling, all the mathematical and practical, if you like, aspect of that, and testing. But when it comes to actually physical manufacture of devices, we outsource that under our supervision to various partners and companies globally. We do not intend to become manufacturers of those devices. That is total different skill sets, and that's not the market we want to enter. But we like to always be the technology provider, and through licensing agreement, engineering support, and carried equity to have future partnerships.